Did you know that the organization which is responsible for bringing us the highest level of international motor racing is actually owned by a media company named Liberty Media? Yes, we are talking about Formula One, the most prestigious single-seat, open-wheel, and open-cockpit professional racing contest. In 2017, Formula One was bought by Liberty Media Corporation, which is an American mass media company led by Chairman John C. Malone. And with the acquisition of F1 by Liberty, there's one question that springs to our mind. How can a company specializing in mass media and telecommunications contribute to the future of a huge confederation like Formula One? Does the company actually care about cars, or is it just a profit-making content company? So, put your seatbelts on as we lap around the history and present-day workings of Liberty Media Corporation and Formula One and figure out a conclusion that all F1 fans have been waiting for, that after a period of 5 years, has Liberty Media been good for Formula One? Welcome to Wealthy Mindset, where we explore unique and breathtaking angles from the world of money, economics, personal finance, and investing. But before we dive into it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, click on the bell icon right there so you never miss any of our subsequent videos. During the last quarter of 2016, Liberty Media had planned to buy a majority stake in the renowned Formula One group, but it didn't become a reality until 2017, when all the procedures were completed and the deal was approved by the regulators. On 23 January 2017, Chase Carey replaced longtime F1 Supremo CEO Bernie Ecclestone. Following that accretion, Liberty Media made a lot of announcements and promises directed towards the improvement of Formula One, to transform it into a sport that provided its fans what they wanted. One of the first things that Liberty Media did, after it declared the $4.4 billion acquisition of Formula One from Delta Topco, the previous owners of the F1 franchise, was the appointment of a new senior team. Ross Brawn was one of the high-profile appointees who was appointed as the managing director of the motorsport. His task was to improve the actions that took place on track and made the sport more competitive. Keeping in mind the vision of the company, Braun appointed other veterans like Craig Wilson as the head of vehicle performance and Jason Somerville as the head of aerodynamics, who had previously worked for many Formula One teams. Both of them have provided significant input, which will be reflected in the upcoming 2022 rule changes. Another major change in 2017, contrary to the past, was the launch of Formula One's first fan survey by Liberty Media, which was focused around the wants and recommendations of the fans. The media house later made these surveys public and has promised to deliver many of the requests. Along with these changes, Liberty Media made it very clear that they have plans to increase the commercial opportunities of the sport with the help of new partnership deals and more diversified sponsors. Improving TV graphics and increasing betting opportunities are great, but they're not that useful if the actual race is predictable and boring. For a long period, Formula One has been struggling to enhance the racing experience. In fact, Ecclestone, in the last 40 years of the sport, introduced many unique ideas, such as installing water sprinklers alongside the tracks, replacing points with medals, shortcuts that would allow drivers to take joker laps the way we see in rallycross. But the 2009 rule, which completely changed the design and aerodynamics of F1 cars, making it easier for the cars to follow each other, didn't quite have the expected impact they hoped for. Noticing these pivotal concerns, Liberty Media commanded Braun and his team to restructure a new set of rules, which would make overtaking between the laps much easier, resulting in more action during the race. After years of planning, discussions, and experimentations, Formula One is today set to announce its new set of rules and regulations in the upcoming 2022 season. These new changes will completely change the fundamental design of the Formula One cars. Rather than using wings on the top of the car to procreate downforce, the cars will be using Venturi tunnels under their chassis, which will produce a ground effect keeping the cars sucked to the circuit. Presently, the cars lose approximately 35% of their downforce when they're 20 meters behind another car, and start losing up to 47% downforce when they're 10 meters behind. This problem makes it difficult for the drivers to increase their speed and overtake other cars. And even though the new modification is not yet tested in the real world, theoretically it is expected to reduce the figures to 4% and 18% respectively. Other changes, such as the reduction of practice sessions, cost cap, and the testing of sprint races, have already devised a strategic challenge for the teams and drivers, making the on-track action more captivating. But one sector which has considerably improved is the promotion of off-track entertainment for both Formula One fans and non-fans. Projects like the Netflix series Drive to Survive and other documentaries such as Life on the Limit, Williams, Shoemaker, and Grand Prix Driver have been quite successful. These films have become very popular among the younger generations and have resulted in new people starting to follow the spectacular sport. Conclusively, there's a huge debate revolving around whether Liberty Media actually cares about the motor race and how successful is the takeover of Formula One. But after a 5-year tenure of the Formula One group in the hands of Liberty Media Corporation, we can safely say that a lot of improvements have been made already, and the future looks interesting. Which team or driver are you betting on this coming 2022 session? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, slap a like on it and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest business trends and interesting facts. You can also turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any of our mind-blowing videos. We'll catch you in the next one. Until then, bye!